I don't know how much longer. You know, he, uh, he won't speak to me because of this security.
For years, the relationship between Prince Harry and the British royal family has been defined by distance, silence, and unresolved tension. What once appeared to be a personal decision in 2020, stepping back from royal duties, slowly evolved into one of the most public and emotionally charged family rifts in modern royal history. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's exit shocked the world. It wasn't just about leaving royal responsibilities behind. It symbolized a deeper fracture between tradition and independence, between palace protocol and personal freedom. Since then, every move, every interview, every public appearance has been examined under a microscope. Now, behind closed doors, there are whispers that King Charles may want reconciliation. According to royal experts, the king has never fully let go of his desire to reunite with his youngest son. Despite the tension, despite the interviews, despite the books and the headlines, King Charles has reportedly continued to refer to Harry as "my dear boy." Insiders suggest that his affection for his son, and his longing to see his grandchildren, has remained intact. But reconciliation, it seems, comes with conditions.
I did not expect to meet H, and for this to be our love story.
What?
Royal watcher Hilary Fordwich recently suggested that while King Charles may be open to welcoming Harry back into the family fold, the situation becomes far more complicated when Meghan Markle enters the picture. The central issue isn't simply forgiveness, it's control, protocol, and expectations. According to Fordwich, any return to the royal circle would require strict adherence to royal rules.
Your grandson had his first day at school today. Did you give him any advice?
Of course not. He wouldn't take it from me, I don't think, of that.
Rules Meghan previously rejected. Palace insiders claim that Charles believes consistency is key. If Harry is expected to follow protocol, Meghan would be expected to do the same. And that's where the real tension lies. Sources close to royal circles suggest that Meghan's lifestyle, mindset, and public-facing approach may be fundamentally incompatible with life inside the monarchy. Raised and shaped by California culture, Hollywood visibility, and modern celebrity branding, Meghan's priorities may clash with the restrained, tightly controlled environment of the British royal system. Fordwich openly questioned whether Meghan could ever truly be content living in the UK again. In her view, Meghan thrives in high-exposure environments, where independence, publicity, and personal branding take center stage. That difference alone may be enough to derail any hope of a full family reunion. Behind the scenes, there are also growing whispers about tension within Harry and Meghan's own marriage. While publicly united, some insiders claim Harry may be struggling privately, caught between loyalty to his wife and unresolved emotional ties to his family and homeland. These whispers haven't been confirmed, but in royal circles, even quiet rumors carry weight. Harry and Meghan married in 2018, capturing global attention. They now share 2 children, living far from the palace walls that once defined Harry's identity. Whether those walls will ever reopen for them remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is this. Any path toward reconciliation may hinge on one question: is Meghan Markle the bridge or the dealbreaker? And as we move forward, the pressure is only building. In the next part, we'll look deeper into the alleged clashes between King Charles and Prince Harry, and why insiders believe these talks may already be standing on fragile ground. While public attention often focuses on Meghan Markle, insiders suggest the tension between Prince Harry and King Charles runs far deeper than one person. Long before Meghan entered the royal picture, the relationship between father and son was already complicated, shaped by loss, expectations, and very different views of duty. Prince Harry grew up in the shadow of tradition. From a young age, his life was planned, structured, and observed.
And they said life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has.
Every move carried symbolic weight. Yet those closest to him say Harry always struggled with the rigidity of royal life. He was emotional, outspoken, and resistant to being boxed into a predefined role. King Charles, on the other hand, represents continuity. As monarch, he is not just a father. He is the guardian of an institution centuries old. Insiders say this dual role makes emotional decisions incredibly difficult. What may feel like a personal choice to Harry often feels like a threat to stability from Charles's perspective. Sources familiar with palace dynamics claim reconciliation talks, when they happen, are tense and carefully managed. Conversations reportedly circle around responsibility, image, and control, not just apologies or emotional healing. And this is where repeated clashes reportedly occur. According to royal commentators, King Charles believes that if Harry wishes to reconnect fully with the family, he must accept certain non-negotiable boundaries. These include respecting royal hierarchy, limiting public commentary, and adhering to strict protocol during any official interaction. For Harry, that expectation may feel suffocating. After stepping away in 2020, Harry built a new identity, one based on openness, media freedom, and telling his side of the story. From high-profile interviews to personal revelations, he reclaimed his voice in ways the palace traditionally avoids. Insiders say this is one of the biggest sticking points. From the monarchy's view, public disclosures weaken trust. From Harry's view, silence feels like submission. And then there's the issue of loyalty. Those close to Harry claim he feels torn between two worlds. On one side, his wife and children, the family he chose. On the other, his father, his brother, and a life that shaped him from birth. Sources say Harry doesn't want to abandon either, but reconciling both may be impossible. Royal experts suggest King Charles believes reconciliation must be quiet, controlled, and private. Harry, however, has grown used to transparency, speaking openly about trauma, resentment, and mental health struggles. That difference in approach creates constant friction. Behind palace doors, there is also talk of timing. With King Charles facing health concerns and the monarchy navigating a changing public image, stability is reportedly a top priority. Insiders say Charles may see reconciliation as emotionally important, but risky if not handled carefully. Some royal watchers believe the king fears setting a precedent. If Harry returns on his own terms, what message does that send to the rest of the institution? Others argue that refusing compromise could permanently sever the relationship. Publicly, both sides remain polite. Statements are measured. Appearances are controlled. But behind the scenes, sources describe conversations that end without resolution, paused rather than concluded, and hovering over every discussion is the unspoken question. If Harry returns, under whose rules? As these talks reportedly continue in the background, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. This isn't just about forgiveness. It's about identity, authority, and whether father and son can ever truly meet in the middle. As speculation continues to swirl, one truth is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. The rift between Prince Harry and the royal family may not be heading toward a dramatic reunion, but rather a quiet, unresolved pause. Royal insiders suggest that while conversations may still be happening behind closed doors, expectations on both sides remain fundamentally misaligned. No official deadlines exist. No public roadmap has been offered. And perhaps most telling of all, there have been no visible signs of compromise. From the palace's perspective, reconciliation must protect the institution. Any reintegration of Harry and Meghan would require strict boundaries, carefully controlled appearances, and a renewed commitment to discretion. Palace aides reportedly fear that without these safeguards, the monarchy risks ongoing media turbulence, something it can no longer afford. On Harry's side, the concerns look very different. Sources close to the Duke suggest he remains emotionally conflicted. While he has built a life in the United States, there is a lingering sense of unfinished business. His connection to his father, his memories of growing up royal, and his attachment to the UK have not disappeared. But neither has his resentment. Harry's past statements indicate that he feels misunderstood, not just as a royal but as a son. Supporters argue his desire for reconciliation is genuine, but conditional. Any return must include respect for his choices, his marriage, and his independence. And that's where the stalemate solidifies. Royal commentators point out that King Charles may be unwilling, or unable, to meet Harry halfway. As monarch, every personal decision carries institutional consequences.
To all of us,
Granting exceptions could set precedents that ripple far beyond this one relationship. Meanwhile, Meghan's role remains pivotal. Insiders suggest she has little incentive to return to a system she once described as emotionally damaging. From her perspective, stepping back was not a loss, it was an escape. Any re-entry would come with scrutiny, limitations, and renewed media pressure. Some royal watchers believe Meghan would only consider a return if it offered clear benefits and firm protections. Others argue she may prefer to keep her distance altogether, allowing Harry to manage his relationship with the family independently, though publicly, the couple remains united. Public opinion further complicates matters. In the UK, sentiment remains divided. Some sympathize with Harry and Meghan's desire for autonomy. Others view their departure and subsequent disclosures as betrayal. In the US, the narrative often flips, casting the couple as modern figures challenging outdated systems. This transatlantic divide ensures that any decision will be criticized from multiple angles. Then there's the question no one wants to ask out loud: what if reconciliation never happens? Some insiders believe the royal family is already preparing for that outcome, one where Harry remains emotionally distant but publicly respectful. A relationship defined by formality rather than closeness. Others argue time may still soften positions. Health concerns, changing leadership dynamics, and the eventual passage of years could reopen doors currently closed. But for now, silence dominates. No announcements, no joint appearances, no visible progress. Only carefully worded statements and calculated distance. What remains clear is that this situation is no longer about a single disagreement. It's about values, identity, and whether two very different worlds can coexist without conflict. Harry and Meghan built a life outside the palace. The palace continues without them. And somewhere between those realities lies a relationship still searching for resolution. Whether that resolution comes through reunion, compromise, or permanent separation remains uncertain. But one thing is undeniable: this story is far from over. And when the next chapter arrives, it won't